Hello guys, I'm coming to you today with a suggestion to read a book which is called 5-Second Rule by Mel Robbins. I just recently finished reading this book and I thought I'll share with you my views and my thoughts about this book. For those who don't know me, my name is Migle and I am a creator and founder of vamigle, which stands for Virtual Assistant Migle. So Mel Robbins, the author of 5-Second Rule book, is the life coach, now international speaker, and definitely the author of the bestseller book. Okay, so let's start with talking about the rule itself. What is this 5-second rule that Mel Robbins is talking about in this bestseller, international bestseller book? The idea to make it short, because it contains, let me check, 238 pages. So if you don't want to read it, or if you're doubting if you should read it or not, I will just explain to you very shortly how to start using it and what is it at all about and if it at all applies to you. So the rule is that beforehand, I would say that what Mel Robbins is saying, and many actually other international life coaches and people who achieved a lot in their lives, they're saying that every one of us, everybody, knows what we have to do. I mean that it's not that we are not achieving things because we don't know. It's just because we are afraid and we don't have the courage to begin and start doing those things because of various and different reasons. I think that each and every one of us has something that we want to do, we want to achieve, we want to change, but we are not doing it because we are afraid what other people will think. We are saying that we don't have time. We are making millions and millions of more other excuses in our heads. So the rule is saying that in order to achieve those goals, you just have to use the 5-second rule, because your brains work like this, that between knowing what you have to do and start doing it, there are 5 seconds that your brains can start making the excuses. So in this sense, what you have to do is that you have to count backwards, which is 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 in your head, and then take an action. It's very important to take the action, because without the action, this rule won't work, because only the physical move makes you continue what you started. So, and another important thing is that you have to count backward and not forward, because if you count forward, after 5 there's 6 and 7 and 10 and 100 and forever, and you can never start doing it. So after 1, you just have to take an action. And the simplest thing what you can start doing to check this rule, this is how Mel Robbins also started doing it and applying to her life, was waking up early in the morning. So the first thing that she does after waking up is not waking up, after hearing the alarm clock actually. After hearing the alarm clock, she counts in her head that 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and action is that get out of the bed. So you can simply just try doing it yourself tomorrow in the morning. Just set your alarm clock, let's say 1 or half an hour earlier than usually you do, and just simply try to count it in your head and see if it works. For me, actually, myself, I tried it and it worked. This is how now I'm getting up every morning at 5:30. And I'm really happy about it. Nowadays, actually, I don't even need to count anymore. It just became a habit. And this is what also Mel Robbins is saying in the book, that it's not the big things that change your life, it's the small things that actually change your life the most. So in that sense, she means that it's by achieving smallest things, you can achieve the big goals also. So now let's talk about the thing that 5 things that you as a small or medium business owner can start doing by using the simple 5-second rule. The first thing is productivity. Definitely every entrepreneur, every business owner needs to be productive. This is the only way to achieve the goals. So what Mel Robbins is saying, that productivity is absolutely related with focus, and only with focus you can achieve the things and be productive. The focus can be divided into 2 things, which is like one is that you are removing the things that are disturbing, and the other thing, the second, on the other hand, it is that you have to do what's truly important. So first of all, think about what's truly important for your business right now. Maybe, for example, let it say that it's sales, and you have a long list since several years that you didn't call, but you wanted for very long to make new leads for your company. So what you have to do is you just have to pick the phone and start calling them. So count till 5, pick the phone and call. 5-second rule can help you start to delegate, because every business owner, especially the solo entrepreneurs, need at some point to delegate and to learn, start to doing it at all, and understand that they have to do it and they have to trust other people as well, because alone you can't do everything, especially those little and small tasks which anybody can do, and you yourself have to think of the strategies of ways to improve your business and to generate more ideas in your head rather than concentrating on the little and small things. So you need to start delegating, and the 5-second rule also can help you in that. So delegation is nothing else, just taking the courage to trust somebody. And taking the courage, what you have to do is that courage is of course related with fear, right? So when you feeling fearness in your head, you feel worry and afraidness. So you just have to tell your brain that it's not the worry, it's the excitement. I mean that transform your worry into excitement, which means that make that feeling inside yourself that you are worrying. You know that feeling, right? So that worrying thing, just make it an excitement of what you're gonna get when you'll be having somebody to help you. Just imagine in your head that the person will be doing everything amazingly for you, and sure, he will be like doing much more than you could ever do, and you can then concentrate on other things. And do you know how happy you'll feel at that moment? So with that boost, you just start looking for a person who could help you with your tasks. The third thing is sales. Every business owner has to sell, but not every person likes selling and don't feel like selling. So, and it's a lot about the feeling, right? When we talk about sales. So what Mel Robbins is saying, that you should never ever think about that. How do you feel like doing? Do you feel like selling? You feel like calling? You don't feel like calling? It's nothing about in your life what you want to achieve. It's about feel, because you will never ever feel like doing it if you don't like it. But if you know that you have to do it, you just have to take an action. So count till 5 and start selling. The fourth thing is that every business owner has to be a leader as well, because as I told before, it's very difficult to be on your own and to run a business on your own, definitely. So at some point, for sure, we'll have a team. So you have to be a leader, you have to motivate other people, and it's quite tough and quite difficult, especially if you're an introvert person. And even if you're extrovert, it's still very difficult to motivate people. But what's the most important when dealing with your team is that you should never leave anything unsaid, especially, for example, if you have to fire a person, or you have to tell a person that he did the task not in a good way, and so on and so on. So it's very important always not to leave anything unsaid and say everything, even though it's so difficult. So what the 5-second rule also teaches you, when you have your words right here and you know what you have to say exactly, but you just can't say them because you don't feel like, you don't want to hurt other people's feelings and so on. But there are things which you have to do. So the 5 seconds, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and you say all and everything, and don't keep anything for the later, for the future, because there is never ever a better time than now. There is no later, there is just now. And the last thing is to make the change. Every business owner at some point has to make the change in their business. Either sometimes they have to shut the business, they have to fire the same people, any other changes that you have to employ, maybe even new people, or you have to adopt new tools. Change is a very normal thing in any business, which goes into cycles and again is repeating. And changing is not an easy thing for anybody, especially the business owner, the small, young, any business owner, even big business owners. For everybody, the change is very difficult. So 5 seconds rule also can teach you how you can go through a change more easily. And again, the most important thing is to take the action, that you have to take the action and start the change. It's also said in the book that to begin. So that's it for today. Thanks for joining me today for this little conversation. I hope this helped you as well. And if you want to know more about the 5-second rule, don't forget, it's Mel Robbins, the 5-second rule. Follow her on all of her social media. You can also watch her TED Talks about this tool that she invented just by watching TV one evening. So good luck, have a nice week, and see you in my next video. Bye!